Okay, so this is the yellow. Clearly, it's a beautiful yellow or gray. There you go. And this is the blue. Now, having given you all of these colors, it doesn't matter because there's no indicators down here where it goes. So if you want to pull these threads through painlessly, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to lift the foot. You're going to make sure those needles are at the very top. And then you're going to unknit, which is basically what serging is. You're just going to unknit that whole business there. If you pull out the two threads that the needles made, as close as you can get to the needles, and then pull out the threads from the needle side, because clearly those knots aren't going to go through the needles. Okay. You're going to lean on the tension release, and you can pull that first one through. There we go. Continue to lean on that tension release. Pull the second one through because clearly those knots aren't going to go through the needles. Lean on the tension release. Pull these two through, and with any luck at all, wonderful, it will go through the eye of the looper. And then you're still leaning on the tension release, and you are pulling that last one. Come on, why is it not going through? And that's a good thing to show because it doesn't always work perfectly. Turns out the knot's a little big, so we're just going to ease it through. Okay, and gently, gently pull it through. You see how that knot is starting to go down? And with any luck, through the looper without too much problem. Hooray! Now, again, following the needle guide here, you're going to thread the two needles just the way you would a sewing machine needle. One needle. And two needles. There we go. Ta-ra! Underneath. Okay, so it is very important not to get those needle threads tangled up with the looper threads. The bottom threads here are the looper threads. So you shut your machine, put the foot down, cross your fingers, most important part of the exercise. And it feels like it's going through really well. The control foot is sensitive, so once you start pushing on it, it starts going. Okay, so two ways to lift the needle. You can lift the foot. You can either lift it with the lever, or it's on a little spring. You can lift it with your thumb. Okay, so if you want to sew on a 5/8 of an inch seam allowance, you line the edge of your fabric up with 5/8. If you want to sew on a 7/8 seam allowance, there it is. But sergers have a standard 1/4 inch seam allowance. So what you're mostly going to do is just keep your eye right, keep your eye right here and the edge of your fabric. against the edge of this silver thing. Sew a little tail and cut it. And that's pretty nicely balanced, right? The red loop on the bottom meets just on the top with the blue loop on the top. That's what you want. Now, if this completely messes up,